Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to learn how to knit this hat, and it's a beautiful soft hat knitted in We Are Knitters the Merry Packer. It's a combination of merino wool and alpaca. I struggle wearing anything other than alpaca or merino wool on my head. My forehead gets really itchy, so the other hat that I knitted, and I have a video on it, I'll link it down below, is Rowan brushed fleece, which is really nice and comfortable to wear. It's alpaca, and I think it's got merino in it. I'm not sure, but check the video down below for it. I have two of those hats, a grey one and a purpley reddish one, but I wanted to knit another one, and actually this one is for one of my friends. She just wanted a simple hat with two pom-poms, so I've got the pom-poms here. I just need to put the two pom-poms, attach them to the top here, but let's go ahead and take a look at the hat. So the hat is knitted in the round. It's very stretchy, so it's comfortable, it's not tight on the head. It's knitted with 5mm circular needles with a rib. So I've got here 2x2 rib. This is where it starts, the round. This is where we started the cast on. So as you can see, we do 2 knits, 2 purl, 2 knits, 2 purl all around for as wide as you want it. If you want your hat to fold like this, then you will have to knit it longer, the crown, before you start the decreases, but I prefer it like this. If I think that when you flip it, this tends to open up like this, and it kind of lets the coal go on your ears. So with the simple ribbing, it's quite stretchy, so it kind of closes in and covers your ears better. So after you do the ribbing, you switch to just plain stockinette, and then when you knitted the length that you want, so for an unfolded hat I knitted about 10 to 12 centimeters, and then I started the decreases. The decreases are very simple. They look like a star shape on the top, and because we start with 80 stitches for the ribbing, when we get to closing in the crown, you will decrease every 8 stitches. So you knit 8, knit 2 together, knit 8, knit 2 together. Then for the next row, knit 7, knit 2 together, knit 7, knit 2 together, knit 6, knit 5, until you finish with knit 2 together all around, and we close with I'll show you how to do that when we get to the end. All right, let's take a look at the yarn. This is the yarn that I'm going to use. So from one skein, this is 100 grams, I believe, 100 grams of 80% superwash merino wool and 20% baby alpaca. This is from We Are Knitters website. It's very, very, very soft. It's a worsted weight yarn, kind of chunkier. Anyway, it says to knit it with 5 to 6 millimeters. I'm using 5 millimeters because I want my hat to be a bit more dense and warm. What else can I tell you about this wool? I'm not sure, I can't remember the price. I got it on offer, so sometimes you get 20% off We Are Knitters website, but from one skein you make a hat and these two pom-poms. So if you want to knit a longer hat, more like a slouchy hat, then you will have to knit it without pom-poms to have enough in one skein. But yeah, this skein is 100 grams, so I will put a link in the description down below. They will take you to their website and see where I got mine. And this colorway is just grey. So let's just open this. Oh, it's hand wash only, no iron, no tumble dry. I do hand wash all my knits anyway. The other thing that we need, and I mentioned that, it's a 5mm circular needles. So we're going to knit in the round. This is my Knit Pro, my trusty Knit Pros, with a not very long cable. You also need a stitch marker and scissors and a tapestry needle for the end. But let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to leave quite a long tail because we have to cast on 80 stitches. I'm going to leave this much, and then I usually cast on double, holding my needles double because it's easier for the first row. And I'm going to hold, this one is my tail, this one is my working yarn. I'm going to hold it like this, and I want to twist, reach through and pull my tail from my tail, and then to adjust it I'm going to pull this way, and that is my slip knot, which counts as my first stitch. And then holding the working yarn with my finger like this, I'm going to reach underneath the tail with my thumb, twist, I'm going to pull my needles through, grab my working yarn and pull through. So that's one stitch. Under, grab my yarn and pull through. So we're going to do that a lot more than just a few stitches. Once you get to 80, then we're going to start to knit. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to keep doing that until I've got 80 stitches on my needles holding like this. Alright, so I finished my cast on and it looks like this. So what I want to do now is pull on the cord and get one of my needles out, and then with my bumps facing upwards I am going to arrange it like this to start using the magic loop. So somewhere here in the middle, it doesn't have to be right halfway. I'm just going to pull the cord, making sure that I don't get it twisted. I'm going to push my needles in. So you always want to have your pearls upwards, and then you're gonna pick up your work like this. So try to get your working yarn and not your tail to start work with. We're going to put our stitch marker, and then we're going to start knitting the ribbing. So the ribbing is knit 2, oh, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2. So we keep doing this all around. For about 2.5 inches. Let me just count the exact rows that I've got here, so you know exactly. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 rounds. So for 15 rounds, you want to work 2x2 rib. And then we're going to work our stockinette. So this is what it's going to look like. Let me just get to the end of this needle so I show you how we move on to the next half. Okay, so then all you got to do is pull on one. This is how I find it easier, and then push the stitches to the tip of the needle and continue knitting. So because I've done knit 2, I'm going to do purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, and because we're working with such chunky yarn and the needles are quite biggish, I found that it didn't take me more than 2 hours, maybe with the pom-poms and the weaving in the ends, 3 hours maximum to finish that hat. And yesterday that's what I did. I knitted that whole hat. Actually, I knitted 2 hats yesterday. So it's just like some Netflix. Grab some Netflix seasons, and it's so simple. You don't need to count any stitches. You don't need to look at what you're doing. You can just go ahead and knit round after round after round for a couple of hours. That's all. So we're getting to the beginning of our round here. So I've got purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, and you always finish with a purl 2 because you started with a knit 2. So I'm going to slip that marker and continue on. Knit 2, oh, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2. So that's how the ribbing is forming. So I will go ahead and sit on my sofa comfortably and knit all this, and then I will see you in the next segment. So once you got to the end of your round for the 15th round of ribbing, you want to slip your marker and then just start knitting. So just plain knit stitches all around for about 28 rows. And I'm going to go ahead and do all that knitting. And I will see you when we're ready to do the decreases for the crown. And we're going to close in the hat. And now, after knitting the body of the hat, I would say, we are ready to do the decreases for the crown. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to finish this round, slip the marker, and then you have 80 stitches all around. So I'm going to start by knitting 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I'm going to knit 2 together. Then I'm going to knit 8 again. Then I'm going to knit 2 together. So you go to the second stitch, put your needle through, wrap yarn around and pull through. That's a knit 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, knit 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, knit 2 together. And we continue doing that until we get to the end of our round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Knit it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Knit it together. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Knit it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 2 stitches left before our marker. I'm going to knit those 2 together. Our second row, knit 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Knit it together. Knit 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Knit it together. 1, 2, 3. We continue doing that, and as you can see, you can already see how I started the decreases. They're all going to lean one way, which will make them all look like this when we're finished. So we started here and we keep decreasing until we end up with knitted together all around. And I will put this on time lapse, and I'll see you when we're ready to close in the crown. So once you finish the decreases, you get to this last round, which is knitted together all around. So slip the marker, knit it together all around. So knit it together, knit it together, knit it together. Got a couple more on this side. Knit it together, knit it together, knit it together, and knit it together. And then, as you can see, you're left with just a couple of stitches, well, more than a couple, just a few stitches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stitches. And what you need to do is cut your yarn. And using your tapestry needle, you're going to put the yarn through, and then you're going to go to the beginning of your round. Try to put all the stitches, well, most of the stitches on one needle. Take the marker off, you don't need it anymore. And we're going to slide all the 8 stitches on this yarn on our end. There we go. Then you take your needles off and you pull it through. And I want to show you. So at the moment, this is what we have with all the stitches. We're going to pull it through and it will close like this. And then you're going to take this yarn and you're just going to weave it through around one more time, just to make sure that everything is closed at the top, and then we're just going to put it through in the middle, get to the inside of it, and just weave in the end. So go in a bit, and if you're using wool, then wool kind of sticks it on itself, so there isn't too much like going in and out that you need to do to secure your end. You just got to go in and out a couple of times and then make a knot, and then you can just cut your yarn when you're done with that. And that is your hat finished. Now you can leave it like this, and most of my hats I leave them like this, or you can attach a ball.